let's start with number one, contact reduction. It's in first. A third of our readers rank this as their biggest driver.
Yeah, contact reduction is easy to do, but then you force customers into cul-de-sacs and they give up trying to buy something. Or a very real experience I'm having right now, just trying to get two new SIM cards for my kids, Sky and EE. They literally now tell me I have to go to the UK to get a physical SIM card to turn it into an eSIM. Surely, and it's like lottery. If I sometimes 1 in 10 interactions, you suddenly get a chat with an agent. How did that happen? You have no idea. So reducing contacts by putting AI in front and giving lame self-service answers, it's easy to do. Then you're going to reduce contacts, you're going to reduce your acquisition, and you're going to reduce your retention, you're going to reduce your loyalty. So it's um it's astonishing to me how many companies are still in the bad ages. So how it should be done is you reduce contacts that are easy and effortless. Hey, can I change my statement date? What's the time if I fly tomorrow instead of today? Can I move my hotel check-in date? That is easy to use AI for. And but every time you do this, customer service or customer experience leaders, they build for happy paths. So don't assume the chatbot or the AI or the conversational interface is going to solve everything. Build it to solve everything, but give an immediate get out to a customer. Either they don't want to use it. If it's easy, they will use it, or they get stuck. And so often we get stuck. So you can easily reduce contacts and save costs, but then you're going to reduce your revenue and your generation. So that's it.
Well, I think you're right though, and I think one of the points there is it's making sure you balance that with the escalation protocols as well. So many people that we see will start with this, and it all makes sense, and it's all nice when it's in pretty and in theory. But then when it actually comes to having it in practice, and you don't put those escalation protocols in, you can just see that source go through the floor.
I literally typed agent, 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 speak to an agent, and went around, I've got screenshots of it 20 times. It's unbelievable.
My trick was I used to swear at it until it put me through to someone. That's one way to hardwire sentiment analysis, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, good.
Yeah. We leave that off most of our actual research and reports, though. But then for second place, just falling in behind with 32.5% customer satisfaction. I mean, this links right back to what you talked about before with us with your Epic framework as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So for me, every customer interaction, and I'm speaking about it tomorrow in a Gen AI world, I came up with this framework 12, 15 years ago, actually. So every customer, when they are buying something, they've bought something, they're in the middle of buying it, and they have a question, issue, or need, that interaction needs to be easy, personalized, intuitive, and contextual. And Gen AI, just plugging it in won't fix that. So easy means let me decide if I want to talk to you for the channel I want. And I'm forced so much into call center channels. Living in Bahrain, almost every UK provider makes me go to a phone center channel. Let them choose their channel. Let them then decide, am I going to interact with natural conversational language? Very easy. Or you're going to give me a simple GUI interface. But what we need to get is stop being stuck with the past frameworks. I should be able to send a voice note into a call center queue. If you can put it down a phone channel, why can't I just give you a WhatsApp voice message equivalent note? Think about that. It's insane. So easy is so far from what it is now. And personalized, I still get asked, is it for a mobile phone, a TV, or I only have a mobile phone with your Sky? That's all I have. I don't use you anymore. Why you should know that. And secondly, you should know for the last 2 days I've been trying to get packages. You see my history on your site, on your app. So personalized, and that leads into intuitive. So have a good idea. I've just spent 3 hours talking to your bloody chatbot. I've phoned your call center queue. You told me 1 hour, 40 minutes wait with no option for callback. So when I do finally get to talk to you, you know why I'm talking to you. And then the third and fourth and final one is context. I'm actually a very high lifetime value customer with Sky. My relatives, my ex-family, not my family, my ex-wife, my family, always family, they have still have this huge Sky package. I'm a high value. So context is about, okay, is this small interaction actually going to potentially affect a high value customer? Or there's context, I'm about to miss a flight. I'm flying, my wife's giving birth over, I'm going to miss a flight for a 5-day conference in New York. So if you keep those ground rails and put epic Gen AI, the world is sensational, but you can't just plug a chatbot in with natural conversational intelligence unless it's linked to the CRM, the ERP, GDS. But most important, you need someone with a clear strategic vision for how you're going to do it. And I'm not seeing that in many places.
No, but it's one of those things. I always think with something like this, it's a very easy one to be ranking where it is as well. But it's defining exactly what we mean by
Yeah,
customer satisfaction,
exactly.
right? It can go in a million different directions.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
Definitely one to dig into as we go forward. And then I suppose to close out there, let's skip a few rankings here and let's talk about what placed last. Revenue generation. That's quite interesting.
It's insane. The number of times I give up purchases because the customer service experience sucks. Literally, I wanted to buy two brand new mobile phones from either or two providers, all the same, and two data SIM cards. Two of the current, and they're all offering unlimited data for
Mm.
£10 a month now because I'm high loyalty in all of them. So okay, my two kids, when I say kids, are in their 20s, so they're not little ones. They want to have unlimited data, of course, but they currently are tied in out of contract with SIMs from one provider. So for that provider, I'm told you have to port out your SIM cards to another provider and then port them back to keep the same number. That's insanity. So I said, okay, but I want to buy two handsets. If you can find a way that they can keep the same numbers and give them the unlimited data, I'll stick with you. They could not do it. So I went to the other provider and they're saying, okay, but we can't give you the two handsets with the pack code because the offer is only for customers who take a new number. Like, this is just utter insanity. So Gen AI, it's another Gen AI apply. Remember, it's not just about it's like agentic AI. It makes decisions, does processes behind the scenes. So I should be able to talk to EE and Sky. Those are the two I mentioned before. Many other examples, all the same, and say, "Hey, I'm interested in two handsets and two unlimited data SIMs. I have a long contract with EE personally, and I see you've got a family bundle, so add them to mine. I should be able to speak that, and I should be able to say, Sky, we've got two existing tariffs. I want to change them to unlimited data, and I'll buy two handsets from you." Neither of them could do that. So I ended up buying two handsets from Amazon. So they've got two physical handsets, at least they're paid off. And I now have four lots of data packages with Sky, now fighting with them to try and move the old numbers to the new SIM cards. And I'm just going to have to cancel those. So revenue is lost every single day with just dumb CX journeys. If I book a hotel, I'm lucky that I'm top tier with Hilton Group, Bonvoy Marriott Group, and ISG Group. And the number of times this, because it's global, it's like franchise. If you book it, you'll be guaranteed an upgrade. Oh, you can't get an upgrade till you arrive. It just it depends on availability. Well, I'm not going to book with you. If one of the three says they're going to guarantee it, I'll book with them. There's so many examples, honestly. So revenue, how is it the bottom? Which numpties are voting it for the bottom? It should be right near the top.
Well, I think it's one of those things where with revenue generation, none of these things are unique to the world of what we're talking about with implementing AI here. It comes back to, right, are your agents empowered enough to actually make these decisions? Can
Yeah,
they actually do
exactly.
that? Do you
Yeah, yeah,
give them the
yeah.
right guardrails? And like I say, it's not unique to AI there. So based on what I see from the rest of the research, if I had to say why revenue generation was last there, but it's been the same way for years on years with our research now with this. And I think it's if I want to be optimistic about it, I'll say there's lower hanging fruit when it comes to the biggest drivers for
Yeah.
it. But I think in terms of why it's ranked low this year, again, it's not a unique problem to implementing it with AI. It's all about getting it done right.
Well, I think also the survey was CX leaders. That's who asked, yeah.
Mm,
So I'm sometimes known as the maverick. Too many CX leaders don't realize their job is to bring in revenue at the most efficient cost. So an NPS survey of 2686 means doodly squat if you're not showing how you're maximizing every potential sales opportunity,
mm.
you're retaining customers, you're upselling, cross-selling. So it frustrates me that I see some great CX people losing their jobs because they don't understand CX is not the title. It's you're a sales and a customer service leader. That's what you are. And if you're not tying everything you do to revenue generation or retention, then you're going to lose your job.
I mean, we talk so much about silos in this industry anyway when it comes to inside sort of customer service, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
also viewing customer service as a silo in and of itself as part of the wider business.
Completely. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, the reason I deliberately describe my role as customer service experience, first of all, a lot of people think customer service, that's post-purchase. No, that's not. That's customer support, or call it what you want.
Mm,
Customer service experience is every customer interaction, every channel, every life cycle stage from
mm,
awareness, interest, intent, purchase, so if you think, how many times do you have a question along the way that stops you buying something or stops you? I don't know if it's going to be delivered. Can they change the delivery address? Or if it works, is it compatible with X, Y, and Z? These are the things that stop you buying in the first place. And the CX movement has done so many journey maps that have been built for happy paths. You should allow any single stage a customer can't get an answer from his self-service. Let him speak to a human being. Duh.
No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I suppose let's round out today then by talking about your key takeaways for leaders that are reading this data and want to go, right, what can I do better within my
Yeah.
operation?
Well, first of all, think about not how many contacts you handle or how many interactions you had or what your NPS or even your CSAT score is. I always measure every interaction on three things. How satisfied was the customer or potential customer with the outcome? I
Mm,
do a 1 to 5, and that one being terrible, five great. And secondly, how happy with the amount of effort you had to put in to get the outcome. And for me, I'd be one in all my interactions recently. And third and finally, happy were you with the experience, how we made you feel. So every customer wants to get an answer that, yeah, that's okay. That's a good answer. I appreciate that. They will get an answer that respects their status, their customer, their loyalty, their value. They will get an answer that's easy to get, and they want to get an answer that makes them feel valued. So
mm,
let's not mess around with complicating things and think every time a customer interacts with you, how are they doing against those four skills? Are they getting what they wanted? Are they getting it in an easy way? Are they made to feel valued? And it's as simple as that, really.